Wherever the cake comes, are they eating it there? Start. Before the responsibilities of public office increased, I spent most of my downtime in the confines of the kitchen. It has always been and still remains one of my favorite spaces, although I'm unable to devote as much time these days. Here is where I feed one of my greatest passions, which is baking, a love I'm certain I do not possess alone. For me, baking is also an unparalleled masterclass in philosophy, one that holds much wisdom for all of us as we approach the dawn of a new year. Perhaps the most important of lessons is that good things take time and are often worth the wait. In order to deliver any product of quality that can be thoroughly enjoyed, an intensive process is usually required. When baking, a seasoned baker knows that certain time-consuming aspects cannot be rushed, that planning, precision, and patience are key ingredients. Though not listed on the recipe, they are key ingredients. The business of governance strikes a similar chord and requires an even healthier dosage of this triad as the stakes are higher. As an administration, we contend with a number of long-standing issues which will take time to address. However, I can assure you that we remain duly committed to finding tangible and sustainable solutions to these challenges. In your own daily lives, I also want to encourage you to exercise a measure of healthy patience, especially as we move into another year. Oftentimes, we are guilty of creating personal resolutions without giving ourselves enough time for the transition. Some call it quits before the desired change manifests. When the ultimate goal is change, then a delicate balance should be sought between accountability on one hand and patience on the other. This type of patience ought not to be passive, but more so a pragmatic understanding that any evolution is in fact a process. It is a time not to be daunted. Instead, this is a phase that should be wholeheartedly embraced as the possibilities are endless. Similar to baking, moments of difficulty will also arise, even after trying to follow instructions carefully. The scenarios may feel disappointing in the moment, but they allow us to further improve our skills. It is the unexpected outcomes in the kitchen which may help us to get it down to a science and ultimately boost our confidence. With more time and experience under our belts, we are able to boldly add our own unique touches to the recipe. We start infusing the elements that we believe would make the finished product even more enjoyable. In the last year, I am particularly proud of the many moves we have implemented in order to change the lives of countless Tobagonians and residents across the island. After years of climbing 192 stairs daily, this administration finally constructed a King Peter's Bay Hill Road in 6 months' time as an absolute game changer for the residents who can now have vehicular and emergency access to their community. In Scarborough, we constructed 2 roadways and 2 bridges in 1 month, linking Smithfield to Dutchford, providing road users with an alternative route to ease the growing issue of congestion in the capital. The residents of Lamy Road in Argyle are celebrating as their once near impassable connector road is now equipped with drainage and is being paved as we speak. We were also able to increase the salaries of CPEP and URP workers to the point where they are remunerated at a higher level than their counterparts in Trinidad. The development workers in agriculture are now remunerated at the same levels as their daily rated colleagues, giving them a much larger spending power. In terms of housing, a computerized draw was held for distribution of houses in Riseland Housing Development, 43 applicants being successful thus far. This process moved Tobagonians closer towards becoming homeowners in their own home soil. The Division of Settlements had the single largest distribution of home improvement grants in the history of the THA. The Division of Food Security also had the single largest purchase of a fleet of vehicles and equipment for farmers through the tractor pool service. The Division of Education had the single largest July-August school repair program in our history. Tobago also hosted its first major indigenous carnival with some 30,000 plus visitors. We cleared the backlog of cataract surgeries across the entire island. TNTech is currently installing electricity along the Pig Farm Road in Goldsboro so that farmers can have access to energy and be better positioned to use electrical equipment, and to also install security systems which will help in the fight against predial larceny. Further, those same farmers have finally started receiving water from the wells that were dug in the area a long time ago. We paid WASA in full for the laying of pipes and for the delivery of water to the farmers in Corland and to the farmlands in Belmont. Recently, the THA had to intervene to stop the disconnection of electricity from major hotels on the island. The Tobago Hotel and Tourism Association has been advocating throughout the COVID-19 pandemic period for coverage of the reserve capacity charges that were unfairly levied against them during the 2 years of lockdown. This THA intervened and fixed that. And talking about tourism, we have repaired the jetty at Little Tobago in an environmentally friendly manner, and all facilities there have been upgraded. Boats can now safely dock, and visitors can enjoy the walking trails with rope railings for the first time. The Castara Road was rebuilt in 2 weeks amidst the incredible levels of rainfall. Roxborough received a much needed revetment in the fight against rising sea levels and coastal degradation. The Google Patch Bridge is nearing completion. We trained and facilitated 86 business startups in 2022. Approximately 3.2 million in grants were given to small and micro enterprises last year. And we have been converting all of those short-term contracts in the TRHA and elsewhere in the THA to 3-year contracts. We removed the colonial dress code as we make the public service more customer friendly. And these are just a few of the ways we were able to transform the lives of Tobagonians in under 1 year. I am therefore excited for the approaching 365 days. Excited to make even a greater difference. We have the ingredients from our irresistible natural treasures to the hearts of our people to build an island that is truly remarkable. But as it is with baking any cake, one has to be careful with how one uses the ingredients at hand. The right ingredients used improperly can result in an imperfect cake. As we say in Tobago, your cake will drop. But as it is with any family, when the occasional cake drops, whether it's because you run out of gas, or electricity went, or some miserable child opened the oven inappropriately, guess what? We still eat and make merry. In 2022, we baked several perfectly moist and fluffy cakes, but we had one or two that dropped. Therefore, as we approach this new year, we recalibrated our recipe so we can achieve the perfect result every time. This new year offers us a reset and a recharge, the opportunity to get us closer to those aspirations yet to be achieved. As the ones you entrusted your faith in, I can say that we are not afraid of the elbow grease and the heat that must be endured to usher in the future that you so rightly deserve. So hold tight and maintain a posture of expectancy. Continue to work diligently to elevate yourselves and this little promising island. There is much more still baking in the oven for Tobago in 2023. And of course, when you take time baking, you end up with a beautiful, fluffy, moist cake. I was saying that before I cut it. And there's nothing better than sharing a perfectly baked cake with people that you love. How is it, you good? Excellent. Yeah. You was on sorry? You was on sorry?
It's actually good.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The cake best.
And it's actually very fluffy.
And so, from my family to your family to all of you, we want to wish you a happy new year and a prosperous 2023. God bless you richly.